Polymorphism is one of the three object-oriented principles. What polymorphism allows us to do is it allows us to represent an object as more than one type. Now we know that each object has only one class. However, using inheritance and using interfaces, we can make that object appear as multiple types, and this gives us the flexibility to extend our code in an infinite number of ways. So let's take a look at an example of how we can do polymorphism through the use of inheritance. Now you'll see that we have a couple methods here. We've got, in the main method, we've got a phone and a cell phone. Now a cell phone extends phone, so it has all of the methods that a normal phone would have. But also notice, normally we would say, hey, cell phone is of type cell phone whenever we create it. However, in this situation, we can actually say cell phone is of type phone. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to create any cell phone can be of type phone, any phone can be of type phone. And they're actually synonymous. And so, even though that object is always on the cell phone method, it is simply not recognized by the Java type system. So right here you can see that the Java type system no longer recognizes that cell phone has the method send.textMessage because it's defined as type phone. However, we know that this object has method send.textMessage because it's of type cell phone. We know the object inside of this has that method. And so to prove it, what we can actually do is we can cast this back to cell phone and say cell phone 1 right here. And now we can see that send text message. So we're also able to do polymorphism through the use of interfaces. And so right here we have a computer and a smartphone. Now for the sake of this example, let's assume that a smartphone is not a computer per se. A computer is something that sits on your desk for this example. Now both of these items need to send email, however they're not able to extend each other. So we need to have them use the same method and actually be represented as the same type. And so what we're able to do is we're able to create an interface called email ready device. And an interface is simply a contract that says whatever class implements this interface, it will have all of the methods that I prescribe. So this interface says every class that implements this is going to have the method sendMail with the argument of email address and message. And so here we can see both computer and smartphone implement send email, which in turn makes them both email ready devices. So just like we did using inheritance, we can say when we create these objects, we can say that both of these objects, instead of a computer being a computer, we can say that it's actually an email ready device. And the flexibility that it gives us in our code is that now we can create methods and we can pass in generic things. So if we know we only need the dial method, we can pass in a phone. We don't have to pass in a specific smartphone or a cell phone. We can just say a phone, and we can create any number of types that fit whatever situation we need. As long as it's type phone, we can pass it into this method and it will work correctly.